Have you ever had that moment, that quiet, crushing moment where you look at yourself and you don't recognize the person staring back? The energy you once had is gone. The confidence you used to wear like armor feels like a distant memory. You make promises to yourself in the dark just before you fall asleep. Tomorrow, you whisper. Tomorrow I'll change. Tomorrow I'll start. But tomorrow comes and the treadmill still looks like a monster, the weights look like mountains, and the gap between who you are and who you want to be feels impossible. You're not alone in that feeling. That was me. Exactly 31 days ago. My name doesn't matter. My story is probably yours. A life that had become a series of deadlines, screens, and excuses. My body was a stranger, my fitness was a joke I told myself. I was tired of feeling tired, I was sick of being soft, not just in my body but in my spirit. I had lost my edge, 12% incline, 3 miles per hour, 30 minutes. That's it, no fancy equipment, no complex routines. Just you, a treadmill, and a single, straightforward goal: survive for half an hour. It seemed too easy to be transformative, too basic to be brutal. But something about its simplicity broke through my excuses. It wasn't a loud, screaming gym bro workout. It was a quiet, relentless challenge, a dare I could actually accept. So I decided to stop whispering promises in the dark. I decided to scream back with action. I made a vow to myself. No matter how I felt, no matter what excuse my mind concocted, I would walk into that garage, onto that treadmill, and I would do the 12-3-30 every single day for 30 days, no days off, no negotiations. This wasn't about getting shredded. This wasn't about a six-pack. This was about reclaiming something I had lost. This was about proving to myself that I could still do something hard. This is the story of what happened next. This is the journey from who I was to who I became. This is day one, breathless but determined. The first 30 seconds, you feel powerful. The incline is steep, but your legs are fresh. Your back is straight. I've got this, you think. This is it? This is the famous day 12-3-30, this is easy. Then you hit the 2-minute mark, the burn starts. A deep smoldering fire ignites in your glutes, your hamstrings, your calves tighten like rocks. Your breathing isn't so easy anymore, it's sharp, it's purposeful. You glance at the timer, 2:17, it feels like 20 minutes have passed. This is where the first lie appears, the voice in your head. It's quiet, but it's insidious. Just lower the incline, no one will know. 10 is still good, 8 is fine, just for a minute, just to catch your breath. This is the moment, this is the crossroads. This is where the old you would have given in. The you that makes promises and breaks them. The you that chooses comfort over character. But today, you don't. You move your hand away, you grip the side rails, not to support your weight, but to anchor your resolve. You stare at that timer like it's your enemy and you decide to keep going. By the 10-minute mark, the workout transforms. It's no longer a physical test. It's a mental war. Your body is screaming, but your mind is learning to shout back. You enter a tunnel. There is nothing but the rhythm of your steps, the thump, thump, thump of your feet on the belt, the hiss, hiss, hiss of your breath. The burning in your legs becomes a constant companion. You stop fighting it. You accept it. You make peace with the discomfort. This is the first secret of 12-3-30 they don't tell you. It's a meditation in misery, a crash course in mental fortitude. With every step, you are literally walking away from the person who quits. The final 10 minutes are a blur of pain and pride. You're exhausted, but you are also awake. For the first time in a long time, you are fully present in your body. You feel every muscle, every heartbeat, every drop of sweat. It's uncomfortable, it's raw, it's real, you're not scrolling, you're not worrying, you're just walking and surviving, and then it's over. You step off. Your legs are jello, your shirt is soaked, you are heaving, but you did it. You stare at that treadmill, and for the first time, it doesn't look like a monster. It looks like a worthy opponent, and today you won. That night, the ache was deep. It was a good ache, the ache of proof. I fell asleep not by making a promise for tomorrow, but by remembering the promise I kept today, but this was just day one. The real test wasn't one day of effort, it was the cumulative grind of day 2, 3, 4, and 5. The days when the novelty wears off and all that's left is the raw, repetitive work, breathless, more reflective and observant. Days 2 through 7, they blur into a cycle of pain and perseverance. You wake up sore, you go to bed sore. Walking downstairs becomes a strategic maneuver. Your body is in a state of constant, low-grade protest. I remember day 8, it was raining, I was tired from work, my legs still ached from the day before. Every logical part of my brain was negotiating. One day off won't hurt. You've earned a rest. Just start again tomorrow. It was so loud, so persuasive, but I had made a vow, not to you, not to the camera, but to the man in the mirror who was tired of quitting, so I didn't think, I just moved. I put on the shoes, I walked to the treadmill, I pressed start, and something shifted that day. Around the 15-minute mark, a strange thing happened. The ache faded. My breathing found a steady, powerful rhythm. My posture straightened. My steps felt lighter. This was the turning point. My body wasn't fighting me anymore. It was adapting. It was getting stronger. The workout was still hard, but it was no longer a war. It was a conversation. My mind and body were finally on the same team. And then the first sign, the first real, tangible proof that this was working. It wasn't on the scale, the number there hadn't moved much, it was in the fit of my clothes, that subtle, incredible victory, the silent nod from a pair of jeans that said, something is changing. That's when the obsession started, not with the workout, but with the feeling, that post-workout high, that surge of pride that courses through you for hours after you step off. I started craving it. The 30 minutes on the treadmill became the anchor of my day, the one thing I did purely for me. By the end of week 2, my energy levels weren't just better, they were transformed. The afternoon slump at 3 p.m. gone, that heavy lethargic feeling I carried every day lifted. I was sleeping deeper, waking up clearer. My mood was lighter. The mental fog I didn't even know I was living in had burned away. This wasn't just about my body. The 12:30 was clearing my mind. For 30 minutes a day, I was untouchable. No emails, no notifications, no stress, just me, my breath, and the hum of the machine. It was the most productive meditation I've ever done. I was no longer doing this for a result, I was doing it for how it made me feel, powerful, disciplined, and in control. The physical changes were just a welcome side effect, but as I approached the final week, the side effects were becoming impossible to ignore, and what started as a simple challenge was about to reveal its truly shocking results, clear, empowered, and emotionally resonant. Day 30. I stepped onto the treadmill for the last time in this challenge with a strange sense of calm. There was no dread, no negotiation, just a quiet certainty. The machine that once looked like an instrument of torture now felt like an old training partner. I pressed start, 12th of March, 30, and I walked. But this wasn't the desperate, gasping walk of day 1. This was a victory lap. My breath was steady, my posture was perfect, no hands on the rails. My legs drove forward with a power and stability I didn't know they possessed. I felt unstoppable. When the timer hit 30 minutes, I didn't slam the stop button, I gently pressed it. I stood on the steel belt as it whirred to a stop, feeling the heat radiate from my body, listening to my strong, steady heart pounding in my chest. Not from struggle, but from effort. There's a profound difference. It was over. The 30 days were done. Now, for the results you've been waiting for, the numbers. I stepped on the scale. The number that had barely budged for years was down. I lost 11 pounds. But the scale is a liar. It doesn't tell the whole story. So I took out a measuring tape. My waist, down 2.5 inches. My hips, down 2 inches. My thighs, firmer, more defined, but those weren't the most shocking results. The most shocking results were intangible. The result was waking up at 6 a.m. without an alarm, flooded with natural energy. The result was the quiet confidence that comes from keeping a promise to yourself 30 days in a row. The result was looking at a flight of stairs and seeing an opportunity, not an obstacle. The result was the edge I thought I had lost forever, sharpened and returned to me. This was never just about a treadmill workout. This was about rebuilding the foundation of my discipline. The 12:30 was the simple, repeatable action I could win at every single day, and that single win fueled every other part of my life. It proved that transformation doesn't require complexity, it requires consistency. It requires showing up for yourself on the days you don't want to, especially on the days you don't want to. So, what's the verdict? Is the 12-3-30 workout magic? Number, but is it a powerful, accessible, and incredibly effective tool to build discipline, burn fat, and fundamentally change your relationship with fitness and with yourself? Absolutely. It's a catalyst, a starting line. It's proof that you are far stronger than your excuses. Your journey doesn't start tomorrow. It doesn't start on Monday. It starts the moment you decide that the person you want to be is more important than the person you have been. Your treadmill is waiting. Your 30 minutes is waiting. Your transformation is waiting. All you have to do is take the first step. This is Fit Edge. Remember your why.